Hello. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Well, it's loud.
Yeah, it is loud. I know.
Yeah.
Good morning.
So, Angie, we're going to talk about Reiki today, right?
Yes, we're going to talk about Reiki. There's
Mhm.
many different kinds of Reiki, but we're going to talk about the Reiki that we
Yes.
work with and the Reiki that we
Yes.
are familiar with.
Mhm. So, you're a teacher master, and I know you trained how many people? Lots.
Oh man, I don't have any idea. I've done
No.
lots and lots. Yes, most definitely.
And and the one you practice is traditional, right?
Yep, traditional Usui Reiki.
Usui?
Yes.
Okay. How long you been doing it?
Since the 1990s, I think like 95,
Wow.
96, something like that.
Wow.
Somewhere right around there, yeah.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I'm extremely grateful to
Mhm.
be introduced to it. But yeah.
And how did you get introduced to it, or what led you to the path? Because you're a natural healer before, right?
Right. And then I was going to a store in
Mhm.
Temecula quite frequently and met a woman there and found out that she was offering Reiki sessions and also taught.
Mhm.
So I had a session first so I could find out what it's all about and see if I like it. And then after that, I decided to go ahead and take the class. Yeah, it gave me a legitimate title to what I do naturally.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
so yeah, did that.
So how did you feel when you first got attuned?
I didn't feel anything.
No.
So as soon as, when I got my attunement, I went and sat out in my car and I just thought, well, you know what? I got nothing out of this. I spent all this money and got absolutely nothing. I didn't have some magical, mystical experience. So I figured, well, it was a waste. So I got in my car, went home. I was starving because my master teacher at that time, you had to fast, so you weren't allowed to eat.
How long did you have to fast for?
The whole day. We did take a lunch break after the attunement, but prior to that we had to fast.
Oh wow.
So it was later on that night when I started using the self-treatment hand placements that I actually felt the Reiki flow.
Oh, okay. And did you do Reiki 1 and 2 together?
No,
back then you
weren't. Yeah, back then you weren't allowed to do 1 and 2 together. You had to do 1, and then after 1, you waited a while, and then you did 2. Now you could do both.
Okay.
People have evolved, things have changed, and so now we're allowed to teach 1 and 2 together.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when did you start teaching, or when did you get to the teacher level?
I decided to teach in 2008. I waited a while because I knew that the responsibility would be great, and I wanted to be a good teacher. So obviously I've evolved too. Things have changed. I'm a different teacher than I was when I first started. So I feel that I'm better than I was then. There's some things I probably could improve, and maybe I will incorporate some other things to my teaching. But I do the best that I can right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So when you do Reiki, I know there's a lot of styles out there. I don't know, you want to tell the listeners what kind of Reiki you do, or like I know there's people that say like myself, Reiki with and I add chi. There's other ones like shaman Reiki, or what's another one we're talking about?
Well, there's Karuna Reiki, Shambhala. There's the Reiku or something like that. It's an Egyptian, I think. Wait, no, that's different. And then there's Seikim or something. There's a few different kinds. Okay. To be honest with you, I'm attuned to them all, but I just don't teach them. Come on, Percy. I just don't teach them, so I just work with the traditional Usui. So we've got a guest that actually appeared today. So this is Percy Dew.
Yep, the mascot of the.
And he has actually gotten a lot of Reiki the last week.
Yes, he has.
But yeah, so that's what I attune to that, and I am able to teach all of those types of Reiki, but I've just always stuck with the traditional Reiki.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to veer off when I know that that's the way to do it for me personally. Okay. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So obviously when I started, I first did straight Reiki. I didn't incorporate anything into any of my sessions. Okay. And then as time went on, I decided to start adding some crystals, and then I added a little essential oils, and then I added tuning forks, and now the crystal bowls. So I like to give. I can hear him purring. Yep. I like to give the client the full experience. They deserve the full experience.
And what do the crystals do?
The crystals that I use, come on, lay down. No. I like to put the crystals that are associated with each chakra.
Okay.
So I line the body up and use the crystals for that.
Taking over.
Oh, yes.
Right, he got rid of the other cat already.
This guy, he's moving the computer around. Sorry, guys.
Okay. And do you use crystals on all your you use crystals on all your clients?
I do. So I line the body up. I line the chakras up with each crystal that's associated with that. And I like to put selenite underneath the client's hands and whatever I feel that they may need. So yeah.
Okay. Huh. Do you recommend them to do any kind of meditation or breath work or anything like that, or do you just teach them the traditional one? Yes, I mean just to do that, or
In a session or in the class?
Or in a class.
No, I don't.
No?
I don't. I think it's a good. It would be something that should be actually added to it. It's a good idea. So when you start teaching that, you could start adding that to it. I don't. I think it's a great idea though. But I just don't incorporate it into my classes.
I think you're right though. I think it's best just to have them relax and stuff. You don't want them to do anything else.
Right. Yeah. So, but there's a lot of people using a lot of different techniques in their sessions and in their classes. So.
Maybe some breath work or meditation before, but not during the session, I think.
Right. Oh, during the session, yeah. No, I don't do any of that, but I do meditation during the class.
Oh, okay.
Before the attunement. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but not. No, I think you're right though. You should. I think there's a few people that do incorporate breath work into their sessions.
I think so.
A little bit. So that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think when I got Reiki done, it was about my first Reiki, I think 12 years ago. And I fell in love with it, and I think it was traditional too, and it was just simple. It was simple, relaxed, and I was so lucky just to find Reiki again.
Right.
Yeah, because the work I do is more was chi back then, but when I found Reiki, I'm all, well, nobody knows chi, so I gotta get kind of Reiki so I can get more people understand this. So,
right. Exactly.
I think it's I got Reiki done by other practitioners, but I like, for some reason, the traditional one.
Yeah, most definitely. That's what I like to stick with. I mean, I think it's to each their own. I've had a few people ask me about holy fire. It's not something that I subscribe to, but I mean, hey, to each their own. I'm not going to judge anyone if that's the path they choose.
In holy fire, they focus most on three chakras, right?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe so. I'm not well versed in holy fire. Just what I have read on it, it's just something that doesn't resonate with me.
Yeah.
But I don't. Hey, whatever people want to use, I think it's whatever. If you're gonna go out and do some healing work and you're gonna assist people and help them, I think it's fine.
I agree.
Whatever works.
I agree.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
And little Percy here has gotten a lot of Reiki because he wasn't feeling very good.
That's right.
So he's the shop kitty here. His name's Percy, guys. Yeah. So as I already introduced you to earlier, but he's a little bit of a celebrity around here already. People asking for him, so.
Yeah, with his paws.
I know, he's got extra toes. And angel wings on his back.
That's right.
Yeah. He's a little watcher of the shop.
Yeah, he came here for a reason.
He sure did.
Yeah.
He sure did. He hit the kitty lottery coming here.
So when you do your sessions, what do you do? Like if somebody that never got Reiki done and want to know about Reiki?
So what I do is I have them come in. I like for them, like a lady called yesterday, and she's like, well, I'm not really sure, because she wanted a Reiki massage. Okay. Try to explain to her that we don't here incorporate Reiki and massage together because we're not massage therapists. So if you're a massage therapist, obviously, and if you're a Reiki practitioner, you can incorporate the two in your session, but we don't do that here. So I try to explain to her that, for me, a session is one-on-one, and that they should probably come in and meet, kind of get a feel for me, get a feel for the building, the business, you and everyone else that's working here, because they might not want to come to me, they may want to go to you. So you should always kind of meet the person that's going to work on you if possible.
Okay.
See if
Trying to connect or something.
Yeah, because what if, I mean, someone might walk in and not like me, and even though they don't know me, but they may not, connect with me.
Off or
Right.
something,
Yeah, exactly. So
no, you're right about that. Yeah.
So it's a good idea for them to come in. So like I explained to her, what I do is I have them get on the table. I explain everything that I'm going to do. I ask them if they're familiar with the tuning forks, because some people are a little sensitive to the tones. The crystal bowls, I've had a few people who don't like the bowls. They don't like the way it hurts their ears, so to speak. So I like to show them what it is and get them on the table. Put a little essential oil to do a little anointing, use my crystals, and I start from the crown and work down. I don't start at the root, which is the first chakra, so I start at the top, go all the way down, kind of go wherever else I need to go, use my pendulum to see what other chakras may need some more work. I don't ever force a chakra open. There's a reason why it's closed or blocked. I just try to do the best that I can to get it flowing and block it and just have it moving.
If it's blocked, is there, what do you think will be a reason? Like for our listeners, if somebody doesn't know about Reiki.
It just depends. Sometimes the root chakra is our foundation. It's our security. Are we feeling we're lacking? Do we feel safe? A lot of people that's associated with money, because obviously we all need money to survive. So, if your foundation's rocked and you don't feel safe and you feel like you're lacking, that chakra could be closed, it could be blocked, it could be just a little muddy and just flowing a little slow. So you want to try and get that open. So I like to use some affirmations with the client. You say something like, I am safe, I am secure, I am financially safe, something like that. So every chakra is associated with obviously the spiritual, the emotional, and then it does start to affect the physical.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So say the client loves Reiki, they fall in love with it, and they want to be a practitioner. So what would they do?
They would just sign up for the class.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just telling them a little bit about the class. You're going to find that information on the store's website about, what is Reiki. There's a little description in the events post on Facebook that, if you want to sign up for the class, it gives you a little idea of Reiki 1 is for you working on yourself, and Reiki 2 is for going out and working out in the public, in the community. A lot of hospice now offer, Reiki to their patients, so you could use it there. You could go out and work in an animal sanctuary. You can work on Mother Earth. There's a lot you could do with level 1, and then there's the Master Healer, which is Advanced Reiki, and then there's the Master Teacher, which is the 4th. So I teach all 4 levels.
All 4 levels. So can anybody learn Reiki?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone can learn Reiki.
Okay.
Reiki's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
When are you going to start teaching?
Soon.
Okay.
Soon.
You heard that. We'll have to get him on the calendar here and have him.
Yeah. I'll be on the calendar.
I'll get him on the calendar sometime soon.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's been a little busy, but yeah.
Yeah, it has been. It's been a lot. It's been very busy for a lot of us. A lot of good things going on, and just a lot.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you do your Reiki sessions?
Mine.
How are yours different from mine?
Usually I'll try to tell them to take a breath work or a sound bath class first.
Okay.
Then after that, they feel kind of, if they like it, I tell them they should take a Reiki session. And that way it kind of opens up the chakras a little more too.
Right,
It kind of gives me I guess in advance, I'm more, I got them more grounded, after I take a sound bath. So I try to get them grounded first, and once I get them grounded, I start doing a little bit of chi in there too, so I can get their energy going and keep them calm. So yeah, but I work on the 7 chakras. Start off with the crown too, of course. I know that a lot of people say they're supposed to start from the root, but I like to open up that 3rd eye first. Yeah, that way they can feel and see and feel the energy. Yeah. But yeah, just trying to get them grounded, get them to that theta stage. And from there, just work on the body, scan, and whatever I feel, I'll start working in that area.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't like scanning.
No?
No. I tell all the students that I'm like, I'm not a scanner, because the manual talks about the scanning, and I'm just like, it just is never connected. It never connected with me. I just don't feel anything when I scan.
Since before I was even doing Reiki, I would well, I always felt energy and see energy. So I think that was natural to me when I did Reiki. It's
Right.
like, okay, I feel things here and there.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't get anything from it.
I think you just have to let your mind guide you, or
Okay.
your energy. You just be in a blank state of mind and
Right.
just do your hands over and we're like, okay, I feel different here. So one arm feels different, okay, I'll check the other one, like, okay, it does feel different here.
Right.
So something's going on.
I just don't get it. Just doesn't work for me.
So the chakras, there's how many chakras is there?
Well, there's many chakras, but I work with the 7 major chakras.
7?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's lots of chakras.
What colors are the chakras?
The root chakra is red. The sacral is orange.
Okay.
The solar is yellow.
Okay.
The heart is green. The throat is blue, and then the third eye is an indigo color.
Okay.
And then the crown chakra, you know, some people say it's white, some people say it's got a opalescent colors to it, you know, like an aurora borealis kind of vibe. So that to me, I've heard people vary, and some people say it's purple.
Purple.
So
okay.
For me, I just like to I see it as a purplish color with white and gold kind of around it. That's how I see it.
Okay. And when people are getting Reiki done, what did your customers experience?
Oh, sheesh. A lot of them have felt like they're levitating. So I know a few people have grabbed the table, like they feel like they're gonna fall off. They see colors. Some people get, you know, visitations from a loved one. Just some of them get absolutely nothing. You know, they don't. You know, they feel the energy moving. What I like is when, you know, the muscles start twitching a little bit, or the stomach starts growling. And that's, you know, to me that's an indication that the body's responding. Yeah. So most people get something. It's very rare that I have somebody who's not even feel anything.
And why do you think those people don't get feel anything? Because they're blocked, or?
I know that one person comes to mind in particular. It was a guy who came, and he literally was just, he wasn't sure. He wanted to be here. His mom brought him in, and he wanted to be here, but I don't think he was as open to it as he could have been. But like I tell everyone, Reiki's like a Tylenol. It's gonna go wherever it needs. So he was a drug user. So I don't know if that had something to do with it. I couldn't really tell you, but he just said, he goes, I didn't feel anything. So he was probably the one and only that stands out in my mind that literally said, I didn't feel anything. And he was also very cold as I worked on him.
Oh wow.
So you know, and he kind of stiffened up a little bit. I don't think he knew what to expect, so he wasn't as open as he could have. But it went wherever it was needed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So without saying names, what's the one Reiki that you remember the most, or are they all the same or different? With the clients?
No, I can't think of one that was really stood out. You know, I think that they've all been pretty much good sessions. I mean, from what I understand, you know, I've got repeat clients, so obviously something's working right. But you know, I don't know. They've all had different experiences. I mean, there's been a few where it's been, you know, where it's been life changing for them because you know of how they felt.
Okay.
You know, you could come in here and get a session, but what are you gonna do when you leave? Are you gonna go back to that same old lifestyle? Are you gonna go back to that same issue? And most likely they will, because a lot of people are just starting. You know, whenever you start a journey like this, you might, you know, fall back and stumble a little bit and backslide a little bit, but you just get up and start all over again.
Okay.
It's not easy to start a spiritual journry. You know,
no,
you have to want to, and then sometimes you just go back to those old ways that got you into bad habits.
Yeah. It's it's very true. It's very true. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
But animals love Reiki.
Oh yes, they do.
Yes, this guy loves Reiki. Dogs love it. Some of my cats at home don't really like it that much. You know, as soon as the energy starts flowing, their ears get a little weird. Like, what is she doing to me? But this guy right here, he'll take it all day.
Oh yeah. Yep. So what do you think about like the different techniques, and like if it's a tradition, it's a sui, but other people doing the other Reikis, like I heard there's another one out there, and it just works on the 3 chakras. But I practice chi, so I this is just my opinion, of course,
Right.
but I feel that those I think it's not um, it doesn't teach enough. It's kind of like picking out the right words.
I know. We don't
Yeah.
want to offend anyone,
No,
but
no.
sometimes it's a little hard when you got an
Yeah.
opinion.
Mhm. Because I practice chi, and I practice on the three dantians,
Mhm.
and the other ones are getting attuned for the that one Reiki, and I think it's one of the newest ones, right,
Mhm.
out there. Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like when I was reading your manual and stuff, it's interesting, but I don't think they teach enough to learn how to do the practice. I think it's just like the basics, and I
Mhm.
don't think that's enough to. I think it's best just to learn the seven chakras and get more detail
Right.
instead of just doing the basics. Three dantians or the three
Mhm.
chakras. So
Yeah.
that's just my opinion, but I
Well,
don't
I
know.
think when if you read up a little bit on Dr. Yusui,
Mhm.
I think if I'm not mistaken, because I've read different things,
Mhm.
so don't come after me because of this is just I've read different things, but it was others that incorporated the chakras into the Reiki work.
Okay.
So it was never mentioned that it was anything that he particularly did,
Mhm.
but I think it was added by someone else.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's why, in the manuals that I use, the chakras are mentioned in there.
Mhm.
But when I was attuned back in the 90s, there was no talk of the chakras. You just did the Reiki and you didn't really work so much with the chakras. And it wasn't until later that they started to mention the chakras in the Reiki work.
Mhm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I
So,
learned
I
something new
don't,
today.
yeah, so I mean, it depends on what you read and what
Mhm.
you believe, but that's what I've understood, is that,
This guy wants all the
I
attention.
know. He's a Kardashian.
Yep.
Percy Kardashian. Give me the camera.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I don't like to judge anyone
Yeah.
how they, whatever Reiki journey they take with
Mhm.
whatever kind of Reiki and whatever they do in their sessions or don't do in their sessions or the way that they teach or don't teach.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. It's to each their own. I think for me, I just do the best that I can and teach what I know.
Mhm.
And if I learn something new, then I'll throw that in. But mostly in my classes, in my Reiki classes, I just talk about experience.
Experience. Okay.
The manual's just going to be a reference.
Okay.
Most likely, once you get going, you're never going to even open that Reiki manual again. That's why the Reiki, circle is so important, so people could come and gain some experience and work on people that they don't know.
Okay.
And learn from others, kind of watch how others work, and say, hey, why are you doing that? What does that mean? I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that.
And when is the Reiki circle?
It is usually the fourth Sunday of every month.
Fourth Sunday of every month. Okay.
Sometimes it'll land on the fifth, or if there's a holiday or something, it might get changed up a little bit. But it's always on the store's Facebook page.
Okay. And is there a charge or anything?
It's $11 per person,
Okay.
and all of the money goes back into the community. So we find some charity in our community that could benefit from it. Usually around August, we will buy school supplies.
Okay.
And then in October, we donate for Halloween costumes.
Okay.
And then Thanksgiving we do a food drive, and then in Christmas we food drive and Christmas gifts for kids.
Okay.
So we always do something, but in the beginning of the year we just try and find a charity in the area that's in need of something, or if there's a family in need, we just donate it back. So, but at the end, like for the school and Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas, that's where the money goes always. And he's gone.
Okay. Yeah. And anybody can just come, right?
Anyone could come. Anyone who is just looking for Reiki could come in, and we work on them as a group. You don't have to have any experience. The only time you have to have experience is if you want to work on a client. You have to be attuned to Reiki.
Okay.
Yeah.
And any other Reiki practitioners can come too, right? Any kind of
yeah.
other
You could
styles?
be any attuned to any form of Reiki.
Okay.
You just need to let me know that you are and what kind, and that's it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always a good experience for people to come and join in the Reiki circle. You meet some really interesting people. you know, sometimes the circles are big and we have 2 tables, and sometimes they're small and we only need 1 table. So we just do the best that we can and open the doors and see who shows up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. And do you recommend Reiki for anybody?
I do. I recommend it for everyone and anyone, and obviously, and animals and plants and Mother Earth. Like I tell everyone that, you know, obviously if I have someone who comes into the store and they want Reiki and they are really ill, I just tell them, you need to go to the hospital. You know, I have had that happen. I had somebody come in, you know, he was actually gray in color and wanted me to work on him, and I said, no, you need to go to the hospital. And he ended up passing away a few weeks later because he had cancer. He knew he was extremely sick. He just did not want to go to the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, so, you know, there's just some things that I just, you got to give it over to God, and you got to go and get some care.
Interesting. And talking about God, is this tied down to a religion?
No.
No?
Okay. You know, yesterday I had somebody come in and she showed me her cross necklace, and she said, you know, I'm a Christian and I don't know if I should be in the store. And I said, well, if you don't feel comfortable, then you shouldn't be, but I believe in God and I'm totally comfortable with this. I don't pray to my crystals. I don't pray to anything in here. I don't do spells. I don't do stuff like that. You know, all of my faith lies on God. So that's why I go straight to the source. But some people just assume that just because you're Christian, you shouldn't be coming in for a Reiki session, or you shouldn't be in a place like this, and that's not my belief.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you get people come here debating with you about Reiki or religion?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, those are the best. Yeah, you know, it's okay. You know, I that's the only way that you learn is by coming in and talking and challenging or debating, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And you know, as you know, we've had a few people walk through here who are very religious.
Yeah.
And you know, but they kind of teeter a little bit, and they might go to a reader, or they might, you know, if they need it. But you know, it's to each their own. I don't. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. You can, you know, it's not their place to judge me. That's God's job.
That's right. Yeah, I agree with you. And we get different kinds of religions that come in here, right?
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I noticed. Well, I'm Buddhist. You know, well, Jesus is my God, but I practice the path of Buddha. But I noticed other people too that are like every kind of religion walks in here, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, and I noticed a lot of them too are starting to take Reiki. They're more open to it.
Yeah, they are. I think that they're finding that it's not a religion. You know, of course there are some places that practice a little bit differently and work a little not so much in the light. But if that's what resonates with you, then so be it.
And when people and there's good practitioners and there's bad practitioners too, right?
Just like any bad doctor, bad teacher, bad lawyer, you know, bad police officer, you know, they're all out there.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Interesting. And when you teach, when you have a student, what do you expect out of them, like to move forward in life, you know, with the Reiki?
I just, you know, as I've told everyone that's come in, you know, I don't hold your certificate hostage. You know, you came in, you took the time, you paid the money, you're going to get your certificate at the end of the day, and you're, you know, you're an adult. And if you decide that you want to move forward with this, then that's great. But do I have any expectations? No. You know, a lot of people think that they want to do this, and then when they don't really get any work from it, or you know, they don't come to the Reiki circle, or they don't have anyone to work on, then they just kind of give up. And they decide that they just don't want to do it. And then there's others who, you know, as we know, others who I've attuned and they've moved on, and now they're doing great things.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, it is. So, you know, I don't have any expectations, to answer your question. I just don't. If you have expectations, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah. Yeah. And to get to level 1 and 2, you say you can do that together?
Yes, I can teach that in a day.
In a day? Okay. And it takes only, what, a few hours, 5 hours?
You know, it depends. So, you know, if I have one student, which I don't charge extra for that. There's a lot of Reiki master teachers who charge extra when it's one-on-one. I don't.
Okay.
So obviously if I've got one student, it's going to go a little bit quicker because it's one-on-one.
Okay.
In my classes, I tried to keep it down to 3.
Okay.
I have taught more, 6 and 7 people, and it almost always rolls over into the next day.
Oh, wow.
Because there's so many people and not everyone's on the same page.
A lot of questions and stuff. Yeah.
Well, a lot of questions. Some people were like, I don't understand. So it kind of, and they don't. So, and that's what you're there is to teach. So you try and give them the best that you can.
Okay.
But some of them have a hard time understanding.
Okay.
And so it does tend to slow people down. So now I just teach, 3 people at a time if I can. It's a better flow.
Okay.
And if I have 3, then it'll last all day. If I have 1, it can last, all day too. It depends on where the students are at.
Okay.
But yeah, it can be done in a day.
Interesting. Okay. So say they got a 2 for Reiki 1 and 2, and they come to the spirit circles and they're practicing. How long does it take to get to the next level, Reiki 3?
To Reiki 3,
Yeah.
I like for them to wait quite a few months. I want them to be able to get a flow going. I want them to work on people, kind of get an understanding of it, be well versed in the chakras, things like that. So when someone comes into me wanting to be a master healer, I'm like, okay, where are you at? With a master healer, the 3rd level, you have to sign a contract with me that you're going to do 15 or more sessions.
Oh, wow.
You're going to keep a journal. Because now you're moving up, and you need to be well versed in everything. So know the symbols, have the chakras down. But maybe it really depends on the student. There's some people that come in here who could probably teach already because they're so well versed in it, and they're just almost a natural. So in those people, I'll move them along a little quicker if I see, and they're coming to the Reiki circle regularly. And they're already working and charging people, so they're ready.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what's the other level? Teacher level, right?
Master teacher.
Master teacher. And do a lot of people go to master teacher or
I've had master teachers. Yeah, it's a month long though. You get you come in, you take the class, you get the attunement, and then we work every week.
Okay.
So that you have that attunement, the process of passing the attunement down, because you need to know it.
Yeah.
So as soon as you show me that you need to do it, like you, not calling him out or anything like that, but it's a month-long process. I want to make sure that you're going to be a good master teacher, because if you're not, that's going to reflect poorly on me.
That's very true. Very true. I agree.
Yeah.
And do you have a lot of master teachers, students that you taught, or?
Yeah, I actually have quite a few. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Not since I've been here though.
Okay.
Which is very interesting. I've only had a couple.
Oh, really?
But more when I was over at the other location.
Okay.
But now times are changing and things are a little bit different. So people are not heading that way anymore. Or at least I'm seeing that.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is very interesting.
Is there anything that you'd like to talk about or say to the listeners?
Come in and get a Reiki session.
Yes, come on in. You gotta see it yourself.
Yeah. Come in. Have us show you around if you've not been here, and kind of check it out and get a feel for the place, and and just I think that for someone who's never had Reiki, they should come to the Reiki Circle. It's a good place. It's $11. Your money goes back into the community. A charity gets it. You get a little Reiki work. You get to meet us. You get to see what's going on, and then decide if you want to come in for a one-on-one session.
Okay.
Yeah, my sessions are $125, and then with the biomet it's $145. I don't really want to raise my prices now, but I may have to. Come at the beginning of the year. I'm debating it right now.
I see everybody's raising the prices right now.
Yeah, everyone is. Some people are extremely low, but what are you getting in that session? Some people are charging a lot. What are you getting in that session? So you just really got, it's a hit and miss. You got to figure it out. But it's nice to come to the Reiki Circle, because you get to find out, okay, hey, I think I want to come to Angie for a one-on-one. I want to see Louie. I want to see Leslie. I want to see Carissa.
That's true.
So and you might not want any of us, and you might go somewhere else, but that's okay. Good. At least you're going to go somewhere and get the work. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Angie.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Well,
it's good.
Thank you so much.
You're
Angie.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you, and thank you, Percy, who's cleaning himself right now. I don't know if you can see his leg up in the air.
Probably.
And you could come and see him too. He doesn't do any work. He works by sitting on your lap and leaving cat hair all over you. But we absolutely love him. He's a little gift from God. So is there anything that you would like to add
Mm.
with your Reiki?
My Reiki? Well, just come on into the Mindful Lotus and get and see the workshops that we're doing.
Yeah.
Because I think a real good practitioner is not just gonna do Reiki, but it's gonna be grounded. They're gonna be well versed in everything. The chakras, crystals. I don't do crystals, but I mean, I think everybody should know at least, what crystals are for,
right.
or which ones are the ones you want to use. Sound baths, grounding, breath work, even the other workshops that we're doing too. The tea, was it the tea something?
Oh, the tea leaf. That's on Saturday, yeah.
On Saturday. I think everybody should be well versed in everything.
And everything, just kind of try it out a little bit and see where you fit in.
Exactly. That way, if somebody told you different, at least you had an experience in there. Like, I don't know about that,
Yeah. Like we were talking about plant medicine. I said I don't have any experience in it, so I wouldn't even know what.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to get one of my friends over here that does plant medicine
so we can explain it. Yeah, exactly. So I could find out what's all going on.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it though.
Yeah.
Just learn everything. Learn a little bit of everything.
Well, that's why I tell people you should take a class. There's a lot of free stuff online right now, so you can kind of feel where you fit in and what resonates with you. Hey, this sounds like a good idea, and then you take the class, and you're like, I don't like that.
Exactly.
So there's a lot out there. Come to one of our classes. We do our full moon gatherings too, so people are into that.
That's
we do the tarot circle, the Reiki circle. We have all kinds of stuff that we do. Breath work, cupping.
Yeah.
We do all kinds of stuff. You just gotta take a class and invest in yourself and spend the money and come in and check it out. Yeah. Most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just my opinion, but yeah.
No, I agree. I agree
with what you're saying though.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
thank you everyone, and thank you for allowing us to take some of your time, and we are very appreciative of that. So thank you all.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Any questions? Stop by the Mindful Lotus.
Yep. Thanks.